Hello and welcome. I'm your host Ruby Gill and I feel honored to welcome you all on the behalf of lovely professional university. So attendees, I'm glad to share with much excitement that today our expert will deliver his expertise and make us learn about how to secure vulnerable wireless network. I'm sure you might be as excited as I am for the today's learning process. So kindly allow me to introduce our experts. Mr. Atul Malhotra, Assistant Professor, School of Computer Science and Engineering, lovely professional university. An intellectual personality with an experience of 9 years as an academician. His expertise lies in the field of networking and security. Also, he has developed curriculum for numerous cybersecurity courses for BTech and MTech programs as well. Moreover, he is a cybersecurity trainer and penetration tester. And sir, thank you so much for giving us your valuable time today. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much, Ruby, for the introduction.
Additionally, I would like to welcome our admission expert, Ms. Megha Singh, Assistant Professor, lovely professional university. Her expertise lies in human resource management and currently she is involved in research related to social cause. And attendees today, she'll give you an insight of eligibility fee and scholarship, which I'm sure will make you save a lot of money. And in addition to that, she'll also be sharing the infrastructure part of the university. So thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. So with this, we'll begin our today's webinar. I welcome you all once again to the webinar and looking forward for a great interactive session. So over to you, sir, for the content of the day.
Thank you, Ruby. And I welcome all you guys in the today's session of securing the wireless networks. So, we guys use wireless networks quite a lot these days. Basically, wireless networks have become a part of our daily routine. We are using data network, we are using Wi-Fi, and almost for every kind of application, for every kind of facility, we have one particular feature, which is a connectivity to the wireless network. So we are dependent upon the wireless networks for many of our tasks, as we are dependent on the internet, right? We can see a lot of our household devices, like we have the refrigerators, we have the air conditioners, we have smart speakers, the smart televisions, and many other appliances who have the features of connectivity with the wireless networks. So basically, wireless networks have become a part of our life, right? We have to access the internet, we have the convenience of connecting our devices to the wireless networks, and we are good to go. So at that point, if we say that wireless networks have a vulnerable point in them, that becomes a matter of concern, right? So for that, let's first of all talk about the characteristics of wireless network, right? So in wireless network, we cannot restrict the transmission signal to a particular medium, right? The medium is basically the air, right? The electromagnetic signal of the wireless network, it transmits through the air, and our devices network interface cards, they can just connect to that wireless signal with a matching frequency, right? The network interface cards have to tune themselves to a particular frequency channel so that they can communicate over the wireless network. Second thing, the data transmission which is done, that is accessible to everybody. You transmit the data over the wireless network, right? Since it is in the air, so anybody who can just monitor the wireless network can capture your data, and if it is not encrypted, it could be accessed very easily, right? Third thing, the possibility of signal leakage. And now you guys have the Wi-Fi routers available at your homes, and you might have experienced that the wireless network signal range of your neighbors is also accessible through your devices. So that is what we call the signal leakage. And if let's say there is someone who knows how to exploit the wireless network security, so that he can misuse the networks. So that could become a problem, right? Such kind of cases have come into light that some attacker used any particular organization's wireless network to commit a crime, and the law enforcement agencies, they were after that organization to find the culprit, right? While that organization didn't know who was involved in that particular crime. So these are some of the reasons which actually raise some concerns in the usage of wireless networks. So if I talk about the security protocols which are being used today for securing the wireless networks, those are first of all the Wi-Fi protected access version 2 and the Wi-Fi protected access version 3. But prominently for majority of the devices which you guys are using at your homes, you will find Wi-Fi protected access version 2 protocol being used for securing them. So in short, you will be basically seeing an abbreviation used for the Wi-Fi protected access, that is WPA, right? So you will find WPA version 2 and WPA version 3 as the protocols which are used for encrypting the wireless traffic. Now, where is the issue with the wireless network? I just discussed few of them. Like one is no restriction in the transmission signal, right? And second thing is the possibility of data capturing by anyone who is using a network interface card in the monitor mode. Now, similar to that, let's say someone is able to capture the traffic or able to capture the signal using the network interface card. Uh, he may be able to capture the password which is being entered by any user for authenticating himself towards the wireless network or the wireless router. Now the attacker gets hold of that entered password. That could be a bigger security issue. And basically you cannot stop it from happening, right? The only thing which you can do is just strengthen the password. Now in actual implementation, what happens is whenever such a password, it is transmitted, or let's say it is entered by the user for the authentication, the password gets converted into the encrypted form using a hashing algorithm, and then it is transmitted over the network to the access point for the authentication. Now, while that hashed password is transmitted from the user to the access point, in between, if let's say an attacker is there who is able to capture that hashed password and is able to decrypt that password, then in that case, that attacker can just connect to that wireless network without any issue, right? So now I am going to demonstrate that. Right? So I have a recorded video for you people. Since if I would have used this system for the demonstration, my system would have disconnected from the actual network. So I recorded this video of mine, which will just provide you an insight into how the actual implementation works. So here I am using a different operating system. This is the Kali operating system, which is based upon the Linux, right? The base operating system is the Linux, and over that, some researchers, they have actually embedded some tools which are used for penetration testing and security testing, right? And this screen which you are able to see currently, that is the terminal. Like in Windows, we have the command prompt. Similar to that, in Linux, we have the terminal. So this is the terminal of Kali, right? Where I'll be issuing some commands to use the tools, right? So let's start the video and I'll be explaining step by step what is happening there. So first of all, I'll be checking what are the network interface cards which are connected to my computer, right? So for that, I'll be issuing the command ifconfig, right? So ifconfig is the command which will show me all the network interface cards which are connected to my computer. So I can see the third one here, that is WLAN 0, right? That is the wireless network interface card which is connected to my computer. And right, so this is the wireless network interface card, right? And this one, it is the MAC address. Now you people might be surprising, what is the MAC address? So MAC address is the hardware address of a network interface card. right? It is a unique address which is embedded into each and every network card by the manufacturer, right? And this network address, sorry, this MAC address, it is written in hexadecimal format. So you can see the hexadecimal numbers written there, right? We have a total of 12 hexadecimal characters mentioned there, right? And its bit length, it is 48 bits. So this address, it is used to uniquely identify a wireless network interface card or any network interface card, right? It is not just restricted to wireless network interface card. So we have identified a wireless network interface card, which we can use for the purpose of cracking the wireless password, right? Now let's proceed further. And next is, I am going to use a tool which is used for monitoring the network, right? But before that, I'll be issuing a command to check that whether any process which is running within the operating system, it is going to interfere with the functionality of the traffic monitoring tool. So the traffic monitoring tool which is being used here, that is Airmon NG, right? So Airmon NG is the tool which can monitor all the network traffic passing over the wireless network. So I have issued a command airmon-ng space check kill. So it will just check for all the applications which are going to interfere with the functionality of the airmon, and with the kill keyword, it will just stop all those applications from running. So once I press enter, so see this, it says killing these processes. Now PID is the process ID. So here 4220 is the process ID of the process, and the name of the process is WPA underscore supplicant, right? So this is the process which was interfering with the functionality of Airmon NG tool. So it has been stopped now. And now next we issue the command Airmon NG space the network interface card ID, that is WLAN0. So here what we have done is Airmon NG space start space WLAN0. So it has turned on the monitor mode for the network interface card connected to my computer, right? So unless and until I don't enable the monitor mode on the network interface card of the computer, the network interface card will not be able to capture the traffic which is passing over the wireless network. So we have started the monitor mode on the wireless network interface card, and after that I am using the tool called AeroDump. Now this tool AeroDump, it will capture the traffic using the network interface card connected to my computer, right? So AeroDump NG space WLAN0. Now WLAN0 here is the network interface card name which is connected to my computer, for which we enabled the monitor mode in the previous step. So as I press enter, now see this, it has started scanning all the networks, right? So this network scan was done while I was within the university, and you can see lot many different networks are mentioned here. So here the column to the rightmost side, you can see LPU wireless, LPU block 33, LPU block 36. These are all the names of the wireless networks which are running within the university, right? And out of there, I wanted to target the LPU wireless. Now, I want to mention one thing here, that this attack was done with the consent of the Dean Computer Science and Engineering, right? As it is an unethical activity, but with the due permission of the Dean Computer Science and Engineering, the penetration test for the wireless network was done by me, right? So here I am targeting the wireless network of the LPU, right? LPU wireless. So I'll just stop the capturing here by pressing a Control C, right? So see this, you can see the traffic capturing has been stopped here, right? And I have scanned for the wireless networks, and out of these networks, I'll check for a particular network of my choice, right? Now, how to identify a network of my choice? I'll just check that what is the power of the network, right? Power means the signal strength, the power of the signal, the wireless signal. After that, the number of beacons. Beacons, you can say it is the advertisement of the access point to the prospective communicating devices that yes, this is a wireless network which is present within its range. Then I'll just see that how much data is transmitted through that particular access point, right? And then I'll be checking the channel number. Channel number is basically the frequency channel on which that particular wireless network is communicating. So the channel number here is 8, right? And it has exchanged 130 MB of the data. And the encryption protocol which is being used here, that is WPA2, right? We discussed about two protocols. One is WPA2 and second is WPA3. Out of that, the WPA2 protocol is being used here, right? And the name of the network is LPU wireless. So this is the wireless network which I am targeting for cracking the password. So let's continue. Now I am again going to capture the traffic for this specific network only, right? So for that, I again execute the command aerodump ng. Then I specify the wireless network interface card of my computer, which will be used. Then I'll specify the channel number. So you can see the -C option written after the WLAN 0. So -C specifies the channel here, right? And after -C, I'll specify the channel number, that is number 8, right? On which the LPU wireless is communicating. Then after that, I'll be specifying the BSS ID. Now you people might be wondering what is a BSS ID. BSS ID is basically the basic service set identifier. This basic service set identifier is the MAC address, the hardware address of the wireless access point, which is allowing the computers to communicate with it for accessing the network, right? So for BSS ID, I copied the BSS ID value of the LPU wireless network, right? So that is the MAC address of the wireless access point, right? And I pasted it there after the BSS ID option. Then after that, I used the option -W. Now -W option is used for writing, right? Or write into a file. And after that, I provided the name of the file, that is capture, right? So this complete command, it will start capturing the data for LPU wireless only, right? It will not scan for any other network. It will not capture the traffic of any other network or data of any other network. It will just capture the traffic of LPU wireless. Now you people might be thinking that how it will identify that I have to capture the traffic of LPU wireless only. That is done with the help of the BSS ID which I have provided here, right? And the channel number which I have provided here. And all the traffic which is being captured, that will be stored in a file, right? And the file name which I have mentioned here, that is capture, right? So once I press enter, the tool will start capturing the traffic for this particular network only. Now see this, we have only one network in the list, that is LPU wireless, right? And below that, what we can see is the computers which are connected to LPU wireless, right? So the place where I was sitting at that time, there only 4 devices were connected to this particular network, right? So 4 devices are connected. Now just keep one thing in mind, that whenever you have to capture the password hash of any wireless network, it is very much necessary that some of the devices are already connected to that wireless network, right? Because what we do in this attack is we basically forcefully disconnect the connected devices from the wireless network, and then those devices, they try to reconnect to the network. And when they try to reconnect, they authenticate themselves with the wireless network by sending the password in the encrypted form, right? In technical terms, we call it the WPA handshake, right? So when that WPA handshake is sent from the client computer to the access point, it is captured in between by the traffic capturing tool, right? Like the traffic capturing tool I am running here, it is captured like this, and then we can crack the password. So I'll keep this running and I move to the next window, another terminal window, in which I'll start a tool which will forcefully disconnect the connected devices from the wireless network. So the tool name is airplay-ng, right? Now this tool attacks the connected devices, right? It sends the de-authentication frames to all the connected devices of a particular wireless network, and then those devices they disconnect and then again try to connect to the wireless network. And once they try to connect there, the handshake is exchanged from the client device to the access point, and in between the attacker captures that handshake and it's done. So after capturing the handshake, it is just the password cracking tool which will crack the password of the handshake. That's it. So this command which I am issuing here, it is going to start a de-authentication attack against the connected devices. So air replay ng space double dash d auth. So d auth is short form for the de-authentication, right? And after that, I have mentioned a 0. So 0 is for the de-authentication of all the devices. Then dash A. Dash A is for the target access points BSSID, right? What is our target access point? And after that, I'll specify the network interface card of my computer, which will be used for performing the attack. So WLAN 0 is the network interface card which is being used. So I pressed enter and you can see that it says that sending the auth to broadcast BSSID, right? So using this BSSID, the de-authentication frames are sent to all the devices connected to this access point, and the devices will disconnect and they try to connect again, right? So after sending around 10 to 15 frames, I'll just stop it and go to the traffic capturing tool AeroDump, which is already running. And here you can see at the top here, the WPA handshake is available, right? So the WPA handshake is available. It is captured here. Right. So that is the information which is required for cracking the password. Now this handshake, what does it contain? It contains the hashed password, right? Now this hashed password is required to be converted into the plain text password so that the attacker can use it. So for cracking this hash, we are going to use the tool aircrack-ng, right? So aircrack-ng is a password cracking tool which is widely used for cracking the passwords captured for the wireless networks, right? Right now, what I'm doing here is I have entered the command aircrack-ng for the tool, then -w option that is used for a password list, right? So what this tool actually does is it uses a password list which has millions of passwords stored, and it takes the password one by one from that particular list and calculates a hash of that password and matches it with the hash available within the handshake. So if the hash matches, that means that is the password which is used for securing the network, right? So it will repeat this process for every password stored in the file rocku.txt. So what I'm doing here with the -w option, I am providing the file name which stores the list of passwords, right? So this is the complete path for the file name. It is this one, right? In the home directory, we have a directory called Kali, and in that directory we have a directory called desktop, and on the desktop we have a file called rocku1.txt, right? Now, this is the file which contains a very long list of passwords, right? After that, we need to specify the file name which has the handshake captured, right? So you can see we have these files, right? If you people remember, we named that file as capture. So we have multiple files with the name capture, and the file which we are going to use, that will be capture-01.cap, right? So .cap file, this is the file which has the handshake of the authentication stored in it, right? So this file will be used here. Now we'll issue the command here crack ng. Then we specify the location of the password list file, right? The file which contains the list of password. And after that, we are going to specify the name of the file which has the handshake captured, right? And now I press enter. And see this tool, it actually took few seconds to crack the password, and the key for securing the wireless network, it is this one, right? So this is the password which has been used for securing the LPU wireless network, right? So you can see that you can crack the password in just few minutes, right? Now I want to quote one more thing here, that the time required to crack the password, that is dependent upon the complexity of the password. Now this password was not that much complex, that is why I was able to crack it very easily. But for the complex passwords, sometimes it will take more than 1 week to crack them, and sometimes it may take years, but still the password is not crackable, right? So it all depends upon the length of the password and the kind of characters which has been used in the password, right? So that is how you can crack the password of any wireless network, and that is how you can assess the security of any wireless network which you are using. So just be sure to keep a strong password for your wireless networks in order to avoid any kind of misuse. Right. So I hope that this particular session might have given you some insights into how you can just analyze the security of your wireless network, and how you can keep the password strong for your wireless networks. So one security tip which I can just provide you is that always keep a password with a minimum length of 10 characters, and make sure to include around 2 to 3 numbers in it, and 2 to 3 special characters along with the along with the alphabets, right? And for the alphabets also, it should be 1 or 2 uppercase alphabets, and the remaining could be the lowercase alphabets, right, guys? So just make sure to keep your devices secure with strong passwords. So that is all for the today's session.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir, for intensifying and magnifying the knowledge of our attendees. And after this, I believe attendees will be proficient in making a wireless network and will sparkle with this gained expertise. So thank you so much, sir. And sir, with this, We have few queries from our attendees. So with your permission, we'll take up those queries, sir.
Please go ahead.
So, sir, there is a query from Gursimrat Singh. He wants to know that is these network monitoring tools are paid or free? And if they
There
are
are paid.
free, then how to use it? That will LPU faculty will be there to help us to guide us?
Yes, yes, of course. There are some free tools also, and there are some paid tools also. And the tools which are required for the experimentation, although those tools are provided by the university, the students need not to worry about that.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll take up another query. So another query is from Mehreen. She wants to know that in which semester we will learn about this in detail.
Okay, so the part of the penetration testing that comes up in the 7th semester, if we take up the program of BTech, Computer Science and Engineering, with cyber security as the engineering minor, and if we are taking up the program of BTech honors, cyber security and blockchain, then we are going to study this course in 6th semester.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So we'll take up another question. Sir, is this another question is from Megha. She wants to know that how to secure our personal information. So is this the way what you have told us today? So this is the way how we can secure our personal information?
Yes, of course. I mean, this is the way how you can check whether the password which you have set for your wireless network that is secure enough or not. And if it is not secure enough, it is essentially required to change the password to a secured one which is not easily crackable.
Okay, so sir, there is another question slightly different from what we have discussed today. So the question is, student wants to know that there is so much learning out of learning the hair, like in LPU, and plus there is academics. We have to learn practically as well as theoretically. So how to make balance in that? Where to focus more, theoretical or practical?
See, this is an aspect which goes parallelly. And Lovely Professional University has taken this thing in a very generous manner that the delivery of the courses, it is done in theory as well as in the practical. So usually what we prefer is for the technical courses, we provide a BYOD mode of learning, which is the bring your own device mode of learning, right? In which the student brings his computers in the class and the teacher delivers the theory first of all to make the student understand about the theoretical concept, and the practicality is demonstrated with the help of the computers. So the teacher, he demonstrates the practical part and the students are allowed to execute those practicals there within the class only, so that the student can just get a better understanding of the theoretical concept.
Thank you so much, sir. And so we'll take up another query. So the attendee wants to know that is this a part of curriculum, the cyber security thing which we have, which you have, sir, told them in detail. So is this a part of curriculum?
Yes, yes, definitely. It is a part of the curriculum for the penetration testing course.
All right, so they need not to, like, it's not an extra class. It is the in the syllabus of the
Yes,
students.
yes, it is in the syllabus. I mean, the cybersecurity syllabi which have been created, those have been created to just keep one thing in mind, that the student should be able to just perform his job whenever he joins the company from day one. So the penetration testing part, which has been included in the syllabi, that is completely up to the mark with the industry standards and the global certifications, so that the student is upskilled to that particular level that he is able to deliver his best when he joins any organization.
Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, we'll take up another query, and that query is from Simran. She wants to know that like the online certification courses are also there. So, will LPU will help us in that online certification courses, or we have to register ourselves to that courses?
Yes, of course. I mean, if I talk about the BTech Honors Cybersecurity and Blockchain program, the students don't have to worry about the certifications. The program itself provides opportunity to the students to attempt 6 certifications, which are from the Global Certification Agency. The name of the company is CompTIA. The company is a leading certification provider, and LPU has an MOU and a program running in collaboration with CompTIA, in which the LPU faculty trains the students and provides 6 certification courses for free, which the student can enroll and clear up, and it will just help the students to grab these cybersecurity opportunities in the market with good packages.
Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, we'll take up last but not the least query. So, sir, attendee wants to know that how these learnings will affect our placements. Like, will it be brownie points for them in while they are sitting for the placements if they are proficient in these cyber security and penetration testing, all these things?
Yes, of course. I mean, in the world, every day we are hearing the news of cyber attacks and data breaches. So it has become dire for every organization to employ cybersecurity engineers, cybersecurity analysts, security experts to keep their infrastructure, to keep their data secure. So if I talk about the global perspective and from the Indians perspective, we have lakhs of vacancies available where the cybersecurity hirings are there, cybersecurity people are required, and we have basically aligned our programs according to the requirement of the companies only. So that is why we are delivering the cybersecurity courses in our programs.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, another question popped up, and I believe that we should take that question also. So, the attendee wants to know that, sir, the cyber security, he's like going to opt BTech CSC, and he wants this cyber security as specialization. So, will he get a different certificate for this a specialized course? What is the process, sir?
No, there will not be any different certificate for this specialized course, but the courses he is going to study, those will be reflected in his detailed marks card. So it will be just the degree which he will be getting. Apart from that, if the student is going to enroll in the BTech Cybersecurity and Blockchain, that is the honors program, there we provide the student the opportunity to clear 6 industry-based certifications. So those certificates, they will be extra, right? But in simple BTech CSC, there is no separate certification which is provided. It is up to the student on his own expenses. If he wants to attempt those certification exams, he can do that.
Thank you so much, sir, for resolving all the queries of our attendees. And attendees, you have heard our mentorship. So if you want to be proficient, if you want to gain these skills, you have to take admissions at a university as soon as possible. And for that, to give you the detailed information about the admission part, we have our admission expert, Ms. Megha Singh, with us. So, ma'am, over to you for the admission part of the university.
Thank you so much, the esteemed panel member who was here. So I'll just go ahead and share my presentation with all the attendees who are there. So before I start with the actual admission process and how you can actually go and check yourself on the website about a particular program. So before that, just a glimpse for you of what our university students have been doing. So this is just a glimpse of what the students of our university, how they performed at the Tokyo Olympics in 2020. This is the most recent one where the students, they went ahead and they lifted up the runners-up trophy for Khelo India University Games. And you can, at the bottom end, you can see the tally of the medals that our students have brought for the university. Coming back to the rankings which the universities, our university has received from, various, these ratios, or you can say the institutes. So Times Higher Education has ranked us at 74th. This is, at a global platform. If we look at amongst India, in the universities which are there in India, we are ranking at 36th position. If we look at the Atal rankings, then we are at number 3, and so on. Coming to the campus life and the exposure that we provide to our students, then I would say that from the current Prime Minister to the various dignitaries which have graced the convocations, to the prime ministers of other countries and the celebrities. They have been coming to Lovely Professional University on various occasions, whether it is welcoming the first year students or for engaging into more serious discussions or symposiums or conferences or guest lectures. Another thing which is very important, and I think on behalf of LPU that I should be extending and telling the attendees, is about the infrastructure facilities that LPU provides. We are the biggest and the best in India as well as in the world in terms of infrastructure and the kind of facilities that we are providing to our students. This is one of the amphitheaters that you can see where all kinds of club activities, nukkad nataks, some social events, they also take place. This is one of the 3 auditoriums, the indoor auditoriums that we have. This one specially has a capacity to hold at one point of time 3,500 plus individuals, and all kinds of events of repute, whether it is domestic or global, they take place over here. This is our uni mall, all kinds of convenience stores facilities, right from sweet shops to the banks to salons, are available for the comfort of the students. This is our 11-storied library, 20 lakh books, subscription of multiple databases, ebooks, magazines, publications are available for our students. Also, we are not lagging behind in terms of quality time spent and entertainment. So this is basically a bowling arena. This is a gym and spa that you can see in front of your screen. Also, we are having a fully fledged uni hospital in which all kinds of facilities, right from the availability of the doctors, residents, beds, as well as chemist shops are available for the convenience. This is an indoor stadium, so all kinds of indoor games involving swimming pools. This is an all-weather swimming pool, one of the 3 swimming pools that we have at LPU. Badminton courts, shooting ranges, we have it. This is an aerial view of the Lovely Professional University, right? This is an aerial view of how the university looks during the daytime. And this is how the residential capacity, the residential, the accommodations that we have for the students, how does it look in the night, an aerial view of the same. So how you can visit Lovely Professional University. So all the attendees who are here, you can visit Lovely Professional University from 9 a.m. to 6 a.m. Monday to Saturdays, and 10 to 4 p.m. If you're planning to visit here, most welcome. If you want to get connected with any of the counselors, you can do that on the call. The number is displayed at the bottom. You can just note down there. Or if there is a particular a subject or some kind of a detail that you are requesting, you can also mail to us. The mail ID is present over there. Now, for all the attendees who are looking forward to explore themselves the various streams or the subjects or the programs or the courses that LPU is offering, for them, I think it'll just take 5 minutes. I'll show you. You have to go ahead and type www.lpu.in. The moment you type in, this is what the landing page will look like after you go ahead and click upon the word admissions, right? Now, when you have to look for a particular program, you have to find your program. So first, you have to go ahead and set what is your last qualification. So if my last qualification, let's take my example, I'll take class 12th. Fine, I'll take an example. I have gone ahead and clicked upon class 12th. Then I have to select a discipline. Now you can see over here, there are all the various disciplines that LPU is offering to our students. I will go and I want to look for a discipline of engineering. So I have gone ahead and clicked upon the engineering discipline. Once I do that, these are the various streams that are offered to me in university. I can read about any program, any stream that is present. Let's take an example of computer science and engineering. If I click upon it, it will tell me all the programs which are available, whether they are the regular programs, whether the honors programs which are in collaboration with the industry, whether work integrated programs are there, and industry collaborative as well as international credit transfer programs available. So you can pick up any of the programs and go ahead and read about it. For example, let's go ahead and click upon this program of BTech Honors. which is in collaboration with CompTIA, and it is about cybersecurity and blockchain. Now, first of all, I want to know, though I have attended the webinar, I would like to know what is all there in this program. So please see here, specializations, what kind of seed money I would be getting, how many courses are taught by the people who are in the industry, and what are these boot camps and hackathons that are a part of this particular program. After that, what is the eligibility criteria I would like to know on the basis of my class 12th percentage? What is the entrance test that I'm supposed to go ahead and give? All this knowledge about the particular program, you can read it yourself. Once you proceed ahead, the rankings, you can check it out here as well. What kind of curriculum I would be exposed to when I am studying this course, the detail is given over here. Also, what shall be my electives? When I'm going to pick my electives, the information is present. Most important, what is going to be my fee structure? All right. What is the examination fees? The bifurcation is given over here. Rest, you can also call us or you can visit the campus. Another thing very important that the candidates ask, being from an admissions department, what kind of scholarships are available for me? So you have scholarships based on the percentage of the qualifying exam. You have scholarship which is based upon the entrance examination that you will be giving. You have scholarship if you have given JEE mains. You have certain other scholarships as well. For example, if any of you have already started up, your own venture, or you have got some kind of a copyright or patent, and financial aid as well. How to apply? We have given it in a very proper manner. You first sign up, you apply for the LPU nest, you check your eligibility, give your scholarship test, book the exam, result, and take the admission. After that, what are the important dates? They are also mentioned over here. For example, the last date for LPU nest application for this particular course is 31st of July, and the corresponding dates when I can give the exam, and what is the last date of admission, which is mentioned over here as 25th of July, right? So all this detailed information for any of the particular programs, you can go ahead and check it out yourself. Another thing which the students ask is the webinars. The webinar that you have just attended, how we can know what are the upcoming or the forthcoming webinars, or if we have skipped a webinar in the past, where to find the video. Now here, very simple. You can see over here. Please look at this admissions tab over here. You have to go over here, and extreme on the left-hand side, you will find LPU's EduFair webinars. So the moment you click, another window will open, and this is the page, what looks like you will be brought to, where the complete details about the webinars which are there in the university, which have already taken place, and also the webinars which are going to be taking place in the future. So all the videos, the past videos of the webinar, you can find it over here, and all the forthcoming webinars you can earmark in your calendar. This is the page how it looks like. These are the upcoming webinars, so you can go ahead, read about it, which is the resource person and what kind of information we'll be imparted with. And these are the past webinars. You can go ahead and check the recording. All right. Thank you so much. All the very best. Over to you, Ms. Ruby.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the detailed information about the admission part, and I believe attendees must have gained the information how to route towards the admission process and how to gain how to go in the detailed information about the admission process. So thank you so much, ma'am. So with this, I'll advise attendees that decisions determine destiny. So don't just wait for the last date. Decide your own date and take the admissions as soon as possible. So with this, we'll conclude our today's webinar. Thank you attendees for sparing time and participating in today's webinar. We appreciate you all for being here, and I believe your knowledge has been enriched by today's webinar. Also, I would like to express my appreciation to the experts for their valuable contribution on the topic, let's secure vulnerable wireless network. I'm sure your years of experience, your years of research will definitely help the audience to choose the right path. So thank you, Atul Malhotra sir, for guiding the students today. And until next time, I, Ruby Gill, finally sign off the session. Thank you, everyone.